After the war, many people were displaced and homeless. The British government offered to take in 1,000 young orphans who'd survived the camps. But the Nazi killing machine had been so effective, only 732 could be found. With no families left to look after them, they were airlifted to Britain and resettled together.
Now, we started talking about Kindertransport and children leaving Germany before the war. In a way, we're finishing in a full circle, because we're now talking about children coming to Britain after the war. In 1945, 732 surviving orphan children came to Britain. And we are surrounded here by family members from that group, by 4 fantastic quilts, which are all to do with the story of that group and their subsequent lives and families as they've lived on into our time. How did this come about?
Well, it was the 70th anniversary of the liberation of the camps in 2015, and the second generation, the children of survivors, wanted to do something to commemorate this special occasion and to honour their survivor parents and grandparents. So we were wondering, what could we make that would include everybody? And the idea of the memory quilt came about so that families could make squares together with their survivor parents, or the children could make the squares. And we wanted to include all 732 of the children that came over in 1945 and 46.
And so every square was made by a family who did whatever they wanted.
Yes.
And in a way, it's a story of celebration, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a triumph over adversity. These people came to England with absolutely nothing. They were young. They'd been through terrible horrors, and they came to England and made new lives and rebuilt their lives.
And they were called the boys, but they weren't all, were they?
No, out of the 732, there were 80 girls, but as a result, they were a close-knit group known as the boys.
Now, you've both got stories, you've both got squares. Can we see those?
Yeah.
Sue, show me yours first.
So this square represents my father, Bob Obuchowski. He started life in a small town in Poland called Ozorków, and he went through the ghettos and the concentration camps, including Auschwitz, and he was liberated in Theresienstadt and came to this country. He was welcomed in this country, and he loved this country, and his first days in Windermere, he says he never forgot, particularly marmalade. He'd never tasted marmalade before. And it carries on through. He met my mum and married her and had a family, and he became a master upholsterer, which is why we've set our square as a living room, and these figures represent my mum and dad on the sofa. It just represents him, really.
Well, it's his life.
It's his life, and he ended his life in Redbridge, a London borough, so very different to Ozorków in Poland.
And Julia, yours?
This is my father's square. We chose the Carpathian Mountains as a backdrop. He came from Czechoslovakia. This is a photo of him that was taken when he was transferred from Auschwitz to Buchenwald. And this is a photo taken of him in the 1970s. Whenever he used to walk into a room, he always used to say, "Hello, you lucky people." And I think he probably thought that we were lucky.
It's a very powerful part of this celebration that amongst the families who are with us today are 3 survivors of those original 732. 2 gentlemen and a lady are with us today, along with later generations. Now, it seems to me the job you've given yourself is to be guardians of the testimonies of all these, I say, boys. You've given us something that we can all understand and take forward into the future.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's been a remarkable day. And while many of the stories we've heard have, of course, been intensely sad, others have been of extraordinary courage and resilience. And all the survivors of the Holocaust, be they first or third generation, are all playing their part in ensuring that the memories and lessons of that most painful of times will not be forgotten or repeated. Bye-bye.